Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel. Whew, I am exhausted. We've just finished up and wrapped up the month of May. We're starting the month of June. It's already 2 days into June and I'm just now getting to my paycheck to paycheck budget. I've already posted my monthly budget and I'm just floored how time is going by so fast right now, especially in my life. I guess towards the end of a school year, because my son doesn't get out of school. Officially, the last day of school is 18th, but I think his last day is officially the 11th, because the last week of school is reserved for exams, and he has no exams this semester, so he's not going that last week. But I'm just like floored how fast we're already in June of 2021, and I just felt like January was just here not too long ago. So yeah, I'm ready to go ahead and set this up. I've been working the numbers. If you saw my closeout, you saw that my end results were, as far as what was to roll over into the month of June, was like $609 and some change. And I wasn't keeping up very well with the balance in my checking account and what I was putting on paper. But it was in my favor, which was really good. And so I think there was a landscaping that's $55. And then I may have transposed some numbers throughout the month that threw the dollars and ones and cents category off. So I am like $53.01 off somehow, but it's in my favor. It's positive, not negative. So I didn't lose it. I felt like I gained it. I just don't know where I gained it. And you know what? It's a new month and I don't really care right now. I can't math that much. So what I did is I took the actual balance of my checking account. I subtracted out what bills still need to come out and subtracted what I had left in my spending categories for paycheck one, and then reverse engineered what the budget should look like so you would have accurate numbers. So my balance forward ended up being more than $609, but that is okay. So if you want to learn more and see what else I have to put in for my paycheck one budget, stick around for the video and I will be right back. Okay, I am back. So I popped out my budget sheet out of my ring system that I use. That's a tool notebook that I use, and those are tool rings. So yeah, just popped it out and have it flat so I don't have to worry about my hand on the rings, which is the best part of a ring system. And these are my personal budget sheets. I'll sell these on Etsy. It's Lisa's Faith Budget Plan. I have a link in the description box below. You can just click on it and go directly to my page and my Etsy shop and check it out. So I have different designs for every month based on the theme of the month, but the only time I actually have any of my budget sheets, the name of the month is on the calendar page, and I only keep calendar pages for the current month we're in. In the future I might do something different, but for right now that's what I have. Let's see, let's check this out. Paycheck one, I have 4 lines for income. I actually need more than this, so I will be combining my husband's military retirement, VA disability, and VA education deposits into one line. I'm going to do a balance forward, the government checks, then my son's rent and dividends, and then I'm putting travel deposit in here, which is why I had to condense a lot of it. Normally I only need 4, but I transfer cash from my husband's savings in our savings account for his travel, put the cash into my paycheck one deposits so that when he begins to travel on business very soon, he can transfer the money that he needs out of our checking account. And then later on when he gets paid, when he turns in his travel claim, later on when he gets paid, that gets reimbursed, and then I can put it back into savings for the next time he travels. So it's just recycling the same money over and over again, but we just leave it in savings, and then when the time comes and he no longer has the job he has right now, we can keep that cash. So that is going to be awesome. So what I have here is my calculator. Let's get that ready. I'm going to pull my notes kind of off to the side here. You won't be able to see them, but they will be here. And that way I can write this out and it'll look nice and neat. So what I have for paycheck one, I'm going to go ahead and fill out the income listing, and then I'm going to fill out the bills and my spending categories. So bills and expenses. So I always put what comes out on the calendar in the order it comes out on the calendar. And then right below it, I have 4 spending categories or 4 expenses that are grocery, household, restaurants, miscellaneous, and gasoline. Now, Paycheck 1 will include week 1 and week 2 of my weekly check-in. That is what this is going to cover, and it'll work out. So, here we go. Okay, I am back. So I have everything written down, and we're going to focus in on the budget for the income. So right now, the way when I reverse engineered or went backwards from basically what is in my bank account and then taking out what's bills left over and any spending money to figure out what I had balanced over from the month of May into June, that total came up to $662.04, which is fine. I'm fine with that. I don't think I gained any money. I think I just confused myself on my landscaping, which is $55 every other week. And because I write a check and it takes longer for that check to clear and I have to balance it forward, I think I forgot to incorporate that into the budget when I moved it around, and there's that. And then I may have transposed some numbers and came up with some odd dollars and change. I'm okay with that. I have enough in the checking account to take care of that. And plus, my first of month checks, this money right here came on Saturday morning. So it was pre-deposit Friday night, the last full business day of the month. And then it hit the account that night at midnight and was available on Saturday morning from the government. So, I'm like, okay, praise God, the money's there. I am not worried about it. And I will just make the adjustments going forward. This happens from time to time. Budgets are not always perfect. We're not going to fill out these sheets perfect, and we're going to have to go back and backtrack a little bit every once in a while. Unless you have extremely regular income and extremely regular spending, it happens. So, yeah, so that's that right there. So the military retirement, VA disability, and VA education, I wrote it with a fine tip, smaller Frixon Ball Slim 038 pen to fit all the words in. And this one's an 07 clicker Frixon erasable, but both of them are erasable pens. I just prefer them because I can erase them all. So 14, let's see. Let me see if I can, and you've seen in my budget sheets a lot of times how much the VA disability, VA education, and the military retirement, if you saw my monthly budget, but I'll just write it out here for you too so you know what I'm working with if you're new. So $1,497.18 is the retirement, the military retirement my husband gets, and that's after taxes and deductions and medical and all that stuff's taken out. VA disability for my husband is $2,160.18. And then he does get VA education, and that is this time $733.20. And I add all of those together to get, or I can just do it this way, $4,390.58. And so I'm going to write them on one line like that to make my life a little bit easier, because I don't have enough for all the deposits that came in. And I visually need to separate the deposits to make sure I can check off, yes, I did get that, when I'm comparing it to my budget sheets. But this time I'm okay with this. 90.58. My son pays us $664 in rent, and then we had 2 cents in dividends. I always put that together on one line because the pennies, it's a great place to put it. I don't charge my son pennies. So I know it's always going to be an even number amount, and whatever the bank throws into our account for dividends at a credit union, We have Navy Federal Credit Union. That's where I put it there to account for it, to make sure that the numbers balance. Because if I'm off by pennies, I will go crazy trying to find it. But sometimes I give myself permission not to. So there's that. And then I also put in the savings. I call it travel deposit. It's travel expense deposit. So I keep a set number of it used to be $720, now it's $800 for travel expenses for my husband in our savings account. So when he pays for his food or lodging or has to fly somewhere and he's at an airline buying food or whatever, he has a place to spend that money on our debit card with our checking account, and then gets reimbursed by the company he works for. So I just make sure that when he spends, it comes out of that savings, and I just transfer a certain amount of number. We can guess this time it's going to be $250, so I went $250. If he needs more, I can pull more over. He'll just email me and let me know. So this budget here, for the numbers that we're working with right now, $662.04. plus $4,390.58, plus the $664.02 and the $250. There we go. It's $5,966.64. And that is what I'm going to put here. That is what we're working with the budget. Whew, that's a lot. Now, if you're curious about the rent that we charge our son, that covers any utilities. His portion of utilities is what's supposed to be. Most of it, and you'll see down here below when I get to Humana Health, that is his healthcare cost of the insurance. It's $459, so most of that goes to that. And then the rest of it just kind of goes in with everything else and pays the bills. So we don't make any money off of his rent. We just charge him rent because he gets SSI money, which is Social Security, Supplemental Security Income, and from Social Security Administration, and that is how he lives. He has autism and he can't get a job out on his own. He's working on it. He's trying, but it's just not happening for him. So we continue to care for him and make sure he's taken care of, and this is the money that he gets. So travel expense. So I want to go ahead and budget that out. So when my husband transfers the $250, it will come out. And the reason it's coming out all at once is my husband is a contractor for the Navy. And when they go out with a ship as a contractor and they're aboard the ship, they do have to pay for their own meals. And the max he can transfer at any given time is $250. And that pays for the meals. And then when he turns in his travel claim, then the company he works for reimburses that money back. So we're not losing money, we're just temporarily losing money. And that's why we have it in a savings account. So if you do travel claims and stuff like that, average out how much you do a month or average how much you do when you travel and keep that in savings and rotate that money back and forth. That way it's the same money every time and you're not taking out of your budget to pay for it. And that's kind of how we have it set up. Almost like a sinking fund. Very similar to a sinking fund. So I know he's going out to sea. I know it's going to be $250 the max he can pull, and that's probably all he needs at first. And if he needs more later, we'll work on that later. He also, when he gets VA education benefits up here, he gets it as his personal money. And yes, it's a lot of money. But they're his benefits, and it's something we agreed on. The family has plenty of money right now coming in, and the kids get everything they want and need. My sons are older. One of my sons turning 17 next week. Oh my goodness. And my other son's 22 and a half. So both have autism, both at home, but they have everything they need. They will never want for anything. And we will always care for them and help them be independent as possible. So if we needed the money, if we had debt, if we had to pay off bills, then yeah, I would use the VA education for what family needs. And we have done that in the past. But because my husband earned these benefits, I'm like, they're your benefits. You get to do what you want. So let me see. That portion of this $4,000 is the $733.20. And that has actually come out. So since he's going to be gone, I put it in savings, and I'm going to make a line item in our savings account budget sheet. And as I do that, I'm just going to keep it there until he gets back, because he doesn't spend it while he's gone. Occasionally, if they go into a port visit, he would, but he's not going into any ports. So, that's that. Mortgage, $1,980.06. And that has already come out too. Like I said, today is the 2nd, so mortgage comes out on the 1st, 1980.06. Greater Europe missions. Oh, before I do that, the mortgage coming up in August, we're probably going to be paying more in property taxes because our value of our home just skyrocketed. And I assume property tax is going to go up once it gets reevaluated with the city, and the city will want more. So that adjustment is going to happen. So more than likely we'll be over $2,000 a month in our mortgage, which I kind of regret, but I kind of don't, because the value appreciated so well. I was like, wow. So we're prepared for that, and we're just we'll tweak the budget when it happens. I'll probably pay one lump sum when that happens. Last year for the property tax, it was short $410. This year I'm expecting maybe $1,000 if they include the appreciation, is what I'm guessing. So we'll just figure that out. And when my husband goes out to sea like he is right now, he does get overtime money. So that's going to go into savings. I'm going to put about $1,000 aside for property taxes so that when we're hit with that bill, it's not overwhelming. But all overtime will be going into a savings account. Greater Europe Mission, or GEM as we call it, that is tithing to the VA disability, $231.75. And $225 of that goes to our missionaries overseas, and it's a family of 3, and they're awesome and beautiful, and I am so excited for them. They're just sending the most amazing, beautiful pictures I've ever seen, and they're really enjoying their life over there, and we're just excited for them. So as missionaries, we want to support them and care for them, and that's what we've been doing. Helping Hands is another tithe for the military retirement. That's $200. And these are things that we prayed upon, and God kind of led us into these numbers. They're not really a percentage wise, it's just a dollar amount. And my husband and I prayed about it. My husband said, this is what I want to do. This is what God's telling me to do. I'm like, okay. So that's what I do. I do know that $200 to Helping Hands at our church has come out. And then our gas dropped drastically, which is good, because we're not running our heat anymore, though the other morning I really wanted to, because it was 50 degrees and the house was freezing for one day. I'm like, that is crazy. Virginia has like some of the craziest weather. So $47.98 was our natural gas. I did not turn on the heat that day, but I was very tempted. $47.98 came out. I just paid it. It's due on the 6th, but I pay it around the 1st. Geico is $107.43. And that has not come out. That will come out on the 9th. Humana Health. It varies when it comes out, 1st through the 5th sometimes. So I just make sure the money's there. $459 for my son. Now, this is to cover his ability to go into a military treatment facility. He has the same doctors as the rest of the family does, and medications at the military treatment facilities we do not have to pay out of pocket for. So this cost, it may be high, but it doesn't cost as much as getting medications out in town. So it kind of comes out in a wash in the end for us. Boss Land and Lawn, that is for $55. And I think what I did, and I didn't mark for last month, was somehow I got that messed up somehow, and it's coming out Paycheck 1 instead of Paycheck 3 of May. I don't know, and I just didn't do the numbers right. So property tax this is for our vehicle, $588.88. This is for 2 vehicles actually, 2010 Jeep Wrangler, and then 2013 Nissan Armada. which is in the shop right now. I hope to get back today because the starter died and it had to get replaced. We are putting it on the credit card, but paying the credit card off every month, and I'll just pay that out of savings. So you probably won't see it in my paycheck budgets except for when I pay the Visa, and that's at the end of the month. So you'll see it then. So grocery household. So week 1 and week 2 of my weekly check-ins is the money that comes in for paycheck 1. So grocery household is going to be $400 for the first 10 days, I guess you would say, from the 30th through the 10th. So add a couple days from last month. And then $260 for restaurants. Miscellaneous, which is $220. This is already spent and then some. I still think I have to borrow $80 from week 3 to cover it all. But I'm hoping, because my husband will be out to sea, I won't be spending as much in groceries and restaurants. I'm going to try to cut back on that. I'm going to cover the cost of this. We have a pool that we put up every year, and we had to buy chlorine tablets. And I don't know if you know, but they're scarce to find in stores, and we ordered online on Amazon. It was twice as much as last year, and we're like, okay, we're just going to stock up and get what we can at the best price we can find, and we'll be good for the summer and probably next summer too. So we just left it at that. And then I'm going to put $100 in gasoline for this paycheck period. So let's total these numbers up. So my total is $5,633.30. And I saw an error. I wrote $222. It's supposed to be $220. There we go. And I reflected that in that number there. So if you take this number, you aren't even on screen. Very sorry about that. So $5,633.30. I fixed that. If I take this and make it a negative, and then I add what I have here at the top, $5,966.64, then that gives me $333.34. Wait a minute, I am 2 cents over here. Hold 1 second. Okay, I am back. I discovered my mistake again. It's been one mistake after another, but it's just pennies, and it's only on paper. So I figured out what I did. I wrote a 4 here, and I meant to write a 2, and that was my bad. Because this is the number I reverse engineered based on the bank account. So this should have 62 cents, not 64 cents, which threw everything off a little bit. So if you take $5,966.62 and you subtract out the total expenses, which is, I hit subtract, there you go, $5,633.30. I have in total left in my budget, thank goodness, $333.32. So I am check and check right now. So I'm going to zoom out and put everything back in my notebook, and I'll close out this video. So I'll be right back. Okay, so that is my budget. There's paycheck 1. I've already got it set up. I'm going to go back and write the actual deposits and go forward from there. And yeah, I think I'm going to be pretty good with $333 left over. That gives me enough cushion to make sure I can pay all the bills and all my spending categories. I hope I don't spend more than what I budget for, but I do know my miscellaneous is like way over budget. So some of that might come out of here, and that number will change when I go to paycheck 2 on the 11th. So that's when the next paycheck to paycheck budget will happen. I'll do another weekly check-in this on the 4th or the 5th. Actually the 4th, because I won't have time on the 5th. It's my dad's birthday this weekend. Happy birthday, Dad. Yeah, I'm going to be busy all weekend long. So anyways, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more of my videos, please subscribe to my channel. And I hope you have an amazing and blessed day. Bye.